we are now going to feature my Hunter's team here in Vulcan Normal. So we have here my A5 Alicia and QTE into Saw. And so the plan here and what we're gonna do here is to break Vulcan shield straight up. Our Saw is using solid analysis to break him faster, and I usually don't swap her out, not unless the flame marks reach 4 stacks. Because if it reaches 4 stacks, then that might put us in danger. So now I tried to switch to Alicia to cleanse it, and then just went back to Saw to break the shield. And that's gonna be fast. And now we're gonna go to Meilin for the buff and skill 1, skill 2, and core attack into QTE. So I also used my shadows here because this is gonna be one of my burst windows, so that iron, make sure you include iron into your lineup, especially when it comes to hunter content. As you can see here, there is a defense decrease buff over here that's 12% for 10 seconds, and we're gonna do our burst damage to both. And now Vulcan is only 134. So now I usually don't get greedy with Alicia. That's because after Vulcan gets frozen one time, he's gonna enter an immune to frozen state for a few seconds. I'm not sure how long, but you can see the status here under his name. So now, as you can see, the frozen state is already blinking here, there. Look at that. So we are now preparing for Alicia's burst. So we're just gonna have to confirm. Okay, so he got frozen now, turned yellow. Then we can finally hit him with the ult. Oops, 1.7 million crit. That's good. Pretty decent damage. So just hide here. Nothing special. And in this part, he's gonna go berserk, so you're gonna have to be careful. He's gonna have some berserk stacks with increased damage, I believe. Although since most of our units are tanky, not much of a problem. And here we go again with Alicia. Freeze state. This is for A5 guys, or for A3 I believe. Okay, so Alicia will be off field again, trying to save mana and maximize our DPS later on. I'm not sure if it's better to continue hitting her, but in most cases during my runs in other dungeons, I usually just do this, because there's not gonna be much DPS if I can freeze Vulcan anyway. Okay, so another freeze, and that's our Q for the ult. 660k without crit, really low. And he's immune to frozen again. So this is just gonna be a rinse and repeat process. Actually, it's much easier for the hunters, really. If you have an A5 Alicia, then you'll probably be fine when you reach hunters. The problem is the Jinwoo part. Since this is after the Jinwoo part, so now we have another ult for Meilin and to Alicia. Freeze. Couple of core attacks, just dodging and not wasting time, not wasting mana. So we are now preparing for the 25 HP bar mark, wherein Vulcan's gonna use shield. Okay, so nice timing there. First skill, core attack, Alicia. Now frozen again. So basically, if you have an A5 Alicia, all you have to do here is just wait for that moment wherein he's out of the frozen immune state, and that's it. Really simple, really easy for the hunters lineup if you have an Alicia. Now let me share with you guys the complete details as well as the builds of these units that I used in that particular run. So we have here Alicia with 17.4k attack, and crit rate is at 16%. But again guys, this doesn't really matter if you are in a heavy penalty anyway. So the critical hit damage is at 180%. But guys, just remember that these things, specifically the A1 crit rate, Igris, things like those, percentage from the toughness, except the artifact crit rate, are still going to help even if you are under penalty. Alright, so this is really important. So having crit damage still helps in terms of damage output, although it's not gonna be in its most optimal state. Okay, so depth penetration is 13.3, damage increase is 14, and our water damage is at 7.75%. Skill level, max core attack, level 7 ult, and these are just level 7. So the most important thing to max out here for Alicia Blanche, I max it out, is the core attack because she's my main, so most of her damage comes from there. As for her artifacts, I just borrowed from Jinwoo and added Chae-in's toughness here just to get a bit of crit hit rate to help out. Just a bit of critical hit rate because we do have a lot of critical hit damage, and from our blessings we have critical hit damage as well. So we are now using this set for additional damage. We've got some pretty decent stats here and a really good stats here in our boots with high crit damage, that penetration, attack damage increase. So for you guys, if you guys are heavily invested on critical hit damage, you might find it difficult to play in contents where your total power is on the red zone. So if you want to make use of them, you can add more crit rate percentage, not the crit rate from the artifact, because otherwise all your crit damage is gonna be worthless if you're not gonna crit anyway. So here are my gears. There you go, some pretty decent expert set, although I feel like expert set is not the most optimal accessories here. It's the only one I have. The reason why is that firstly, it's hard to crit in penalty maps. Secondly, this is hunter content, which means Alicia will be off the field sometimes when Shaw is breaking the shield or when Meilin is buffing. And look at that. Just kidding, guys. Okay, so for our Saw, Absolute Must-Have is the Solid Analysis set. You can opt for the new set, but I'm not going to be talking about that for now because not much of us have that anyway. So I think we are all in the process of farming, although some of you guys probably already have a full set, but for most of us, we still don't have that. And we are so poor, we don't have any gold, don't have any artifact enhancement chips. So the only reason we want this is to be able to break Vulcan's shield really fast, nothing else, because our Saw is only A4. A4 is not enough for DPSing, has to be A5 with high advancement weapons as well. And for our stats, we have 32k HP and crit rate, don't care about that, and defense penetration 0, damage increase. So here doesn't really need to do much DPSing because we have A5 Alicia, but I'm not sure if Alicia is A3 or A2, maybe Saw needs to deal more damage. I'm not sure about that because I haven't tested that yet, and I don't have that kind of setup. And so for our Meilin, I'm using Garden set so that whenever Alicia or Saw cast a shield, the party will gain a damage increase buff. This is originally from Saw, and we just use it on Meilin. And we have Outstanding Connection for more attack whenever she tags out to go into Alicia. Really simple stuff here. And we have an A3 weapon here, soon to be A5, and I'm planning to get A3 Meilin Fisher as well. And if you ask me why, I'm just gonna make another detailed video about Meilin Fisher and what I think about her. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, So that's it pretty much, and it's really straightforward, but the key thing there was really an A5 Alicia plunge. I'm not sure if A3 is gonna be able to do that. Probably yes, because the problem we have here is that when the monster gets frozen, the monster itself is temporarily immune to it. So there will be a lot of times that Alicia won't be able to freeze Vulcan. So somehow it affects Alicia A5's performance, and that is why we adjusted our rotation as well. And as for the blessings, I couldn't access it anymore, so I just pulled up the footage, and this is what we are using. We have 1, 2, 3 increase in base attack and core attack, but guys, I'm not sure if this is a direct damage increase or an increase in the multiplier. So I'm not sure about that, but anyhow, it still adds a bit more DPS to our Alicia specifically, and we have crit damage of that as well, 18% each, and the ultimate skill damage increased by 40%. So some really good stuff here, but again, I'm not sure about this basic attack and core attack damage increased by 25%. I don't have an attempt anymore, so I'll probably just test it out as soon as the dungeon attempts reset. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you like more of these types of content talking about builds, tactics, and strategies, make sure you're subscribed because there's gonna be more of it coming soon.